NBC10 News starts now.
Good morning to you. Our top story right now, take a look. We are tracking severe storms that are moving into the area. This is a look at radar where we're already seeing it hit parts of the Pennsylvania suburbs. Strong line there. You're watching NBC10 News today. I'm Erin Coleman, and we have issued a first alert for the potentially damaging winds, hail, possible tornado in our area too. Meteorologist Bill Henley is here. We got a lot going on.
It is, and this is moving fast and faster than expected. So it's going to quickly move into Philadelphia. If it has passed your neighborhood, you know it. This is a line of heavy rainfall, lots of lightning and strong winds. If it hasn't passed yet and you're thinking of leaving the house, stand by. Let it pass. You do not want to be on the road as this line moves through the area. And look, it extends from the Lehigh Valley down into Delaware and even Baltimore and Maryland. But right now, the greatest concern is this yellow box, and that is a severe thunderstorm warning that is still in effect. There have been some strong gusty winds. A radar is estimating those winds at about 60 miles an hour, and also some fairly large hail as well. That system is on the move. You can see it's moving into Montgomery and Bucks County, and now we are getting the first raindrops in Philadelphia too. Now, there's some sign of weakening right now, but there is still some heavy rainfall and some lightning and some gusty winds. The rainfall coming down in that one location at about 1/3 of an inch an hour, but it is much heavier rainfall with these downpours. And as I mentioned, this line is on the move. So in Philadelphia, just minutes away from getting the heaviest rainfall. Feasterville, you've got about 11 minutes before it comes your way and 15 minutes in Camden. So a fast moving system with showers and thunderstorms. Once that beginning of that line moves through, then things will get a little bit quieter this morning, and then you can hit the road if you need to go somewhere. But there's still a chance we'll see some stronger storms this afternoon. Not an all-day rainfall. We will get some breaks of sunshine too, and a high of 84 degrees in Philadelphia. Storms rolling through the Lehigh Valley. Once the heavy weather moves through South Jersey and Delaware first thing this morning, then it's a scattered shower or thunderstorm possible this afternoon. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Lehigh Valley and Delaware and the latest on this fast-moving line of severe weather. Erin?
All right, we know you're on top of it, Bill. Thanks for that. All right, it is 4:08 right now, and we've got a line of strong storms that are moving quickly through the area.
Racing into the area. Now, there are signs that the line is weakening as it comes in, and this is a line that was creating severe weather in northwestern Pennsylvania. Western Pennsylvania last night, it has raced across the state, and look how quickly it's moving into the area. The leading edge is what I'm concerned about, and you can see that leading edge. It's moving at about 25 to 30 miles an hour, and that is already moving into the suburbs with some heavy rainfall. We have had severe thunderstorm warnings, but right now the latest warning has just expired, so a sign things are starting to quiet down a little bit. But I would still wait. If you are in this area ahead of the storms and thinking of leaving the house, just stand by. Wait. Meantime, Delaware, you can see the heavy rain there coming into the Wilmington area. That's approaching Bear as well, and some thunderstorms. As far as the Lehigh Valley, Berks County, those were the first areas to see it. Now things are quieting down. So the big heavy storms have already moved out of Berks County. And though there's some heavy rain and some thunder lightning in the Lehigh Valley, things are quickly improving. So if you have to go somewhere, you can get out the door. You just have to deal with the rain, 64 degrees, some heavier rainfall coming through. But it's not going to be an all-day rainfall. Still a chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm first thing. But we will get a break as the morning goes on. And maybe a brief break before the chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms comes back in. Looking like about a 50% going into the late morning and early afternoon hours. Once that moves through, then things are really going to get quiet. It'll start to clear out, and we're done with the storms in Berks County and the Lehigh Valley. Let's take another look at that radar in northern Wilmington, northern Newcastle County and Wilmington. You can see there the downpours right along 95 right now. There are cars on the road, and it's just a drenching, not a good thing first thing. And some of the heaviest rain is just passing through Claymont right now. You can see that heavy rainfall and some thunder and lightning as well. So let this pass. It's on the move. It's not going to take long to move out. Rain in Wilmington, 71 degrees right now. We'll get the thunderstorms first thing, and then a break, and then the chance of some showers and thunderstorms as we go into the late morning and afternoon hours. It's not going to be storming this entire time, but we could see some stronger storms develop as the temperatures warm into the 80s. And then later this afternoon, it all starts clearing out, and then it's clear sailing for not only tonight, but also heading into the weekend. We'll talk about that weekend forecast when I come back in just a few minutes. But right now, there are going to be issues on the roads this morning. Let's see how things are rolling right now. Katie Zachary is in the First Alert Traffic Center. Morning, Katie.
Good morning, Bill. Thanks so much for that. Of course, we are bracing for that and any potential issues on the road, as you said, as that line moves through. We're seeing a little bit of evidence of that. Our camera shaking here along 95 right near Girard Avenue. A few little drops. But as you can see, traffic northbound and then southbound is running pretty smoothly. Just be aware of some construction patterns northbound on 95 between Columbus Boulevard and the exit for Cottman Avenue, and then southbound around Cottman Avenue. Turning to 76 right now, this is right near City Avenue. Again, as Bill showed you on his weather maps, that radar line moving in. But right now we can see that things are going pretty smoothly. This is eastbound traffic headed towards Center City, Philadelphia, and this is westbound, leaving things from the Vine Street headed toward 476. Again, we're seeing some of that weather activity on our traffic maps here, but across the board, Aaron, things are running pretty smoothly. We have mostly green on our maps, not a lot of traffic out there to contend with that weather that's moving in. We'll send it back to you.
That's a good thing. All right, Katie, thank you.
This is NBC 10 News.
Let's give you a live look outside right now. This is Wilmington, Delaware. You can see a few drops there on the lens, but we've got a line of strong storms that are moving through the area. You want to keep it here. We'll get an update from meteorologist Bill Henley in just a bit. All right, 4:18 right now. Meteorologist Bill Henley, you're busy over there in the Weather Center.
It is a busy morning, yeah, but the worst is going to come through quickly, and then things are going to quiet down a little bit. But if you're getting ready to leave the house, I really recommend waiting for this first bit of strong winds and heavy rainfall to pass through, and then you can be on your way. We're still waiting for that in Center City and in University City, looking right across from our KYW News radio camera right across the Schuylkill this morning. We've got a warm summer day ahead, but it's going to come with some showers and thunderstorms, and we're getting that this morning. You can see this line. There's the leading edge of these storms, and there have been some strong gusts, some severe gusts this morning. We have reports of trees down in Berks County. Wouldn't be surprised to see some ponding on the roads and also some branches down. So you'll have to contend with that even after these heavy showers and thunderstorms roll through these neighborhoods. So Wilmington, you're getting it right now. Philadelphia, you're about to get it. Salem and Washington is on the way. Warminster has it right now as well, and it's quickly moving past western suburbs. So improving conditions right now. In Milford, Limerick, you can leave the house. No issues, no severe weather expected. Allentown, things are quieting down there too. So it's just that leading edge. Allow that to pass, and then things are going to get a lot quieter. But there's a cold front on the way, and that's what's driving all these storms this morning. It's still to our west. It's not going to clear our area until this afternoon, so there's still a chance we'll see more showers and thunderstorms develop after this first line. But we're going to get a break during the morning commute, so things will be improving first thing this morning. It's midday that I'm concerned about, and then once this passes, on the other side of this front, there's nothing there. It's quiet. Skies are clear. The humidity's dropping. That's what we're going to get later today, and it's going to stay for the weekend, too. So 3-day outlook, yes, we got the storms to contend with for today. 84 degrees this afternoon. Won't be all-day rainfall. We'll get the storm chance coming through around midday and early in the afternoon, and then it clears out, and that nice weather will stay for the weekend. Gets warm on Sunday, but both Saturday and Sunday, I see the humidity coming down, so really one of the nicest summer weekends we've had. Mid to upper 80s on Sunday. Enjoy it, because things are going to be heating up next week. We've got upper 80s returning, and they stay with us for Monday and Tuesday, and then the numbers keep climbing. We're looking at a potential heat wave next week, with temperatures climbing into the mid-90s a week from today and continuing in at least the first half of the weekend. 4:20 is the time. Katie Zachary is in the First Alert Traffic Center. It's going to be busy to start with, Katie.
Absolutely. If cars are on the road right now, a lot of them are putting their hazards on if they're driving and encountering those storms that Bill just outlined that are moving through. If we hang on this camera along 95 right at Naaman's Road, the Delaware state line, long enough, you can see the sky, if you watch the sky, lighting up with those lightning bolts. So this is an active area of the storm right now. Like I said, some cars are traveling with their hazards on. Northbound traffic was looking fine. Southbound traffic was looking okay as well. This camera, it's a little dark, but from my vantage point in the traffic center, I can see all the rain pouring down on 76 right now in both directions, obviously. obviously, as it moves into Philadelphia. This is eastbound traffic, and then the upper part of your screen is westbound, headed from the Vine out to 476. And as you can see, as you head from the Vine out to 476, you're dealing with a big part of that thunderstorm cell right now that's moving through. So just be aware, as Bill said, if you don't have to go anywhere right now, don't go anywhere right now. Let's take a look at how it's affecting drive times. Right now, everything is still in the green, so average speeds are where they should be. But just, again, we want to reiterate that warning. If you're on 76 or parts of 95, those storms are moving right over you right now, Aaron.
NBC 10 News starts now.
Good morning to you. We are tracking some severe storms moving into the area right now. This is a live look from our KYW News radio camera. University City there, looking dry right now. Oh, but the storms are moving fast and they are on the way. You're watching NBC 10 News today on this Friday morning. Happy Friday to you. I'm Erin Coleman. Let's get right to meteorologist Bill Henley, because this line, it's on the move and it's pretty fast.
Yeah, it's moving very quickly, and it's starting to settle down. So we don't have any severe storms right now, but this has had a history, including in our area, of severe weather. We've already seen some damaging wind. We're getting reports of trees and tree branches down, and there is a possibility you'll see some more of those strong winds, along with the heavy rain and the lightning that you're seeing, the leading edge of this line, and that's what's causing the problems this morning. We're seeing a lot of lightning and some downpours moving through Newcastle County in Delaware. Wilmington, though, it's really lightening up there, but approaching Middletown. So Middletown, if you're getting ready to leave the house, wait. This is going to pass quickly. Downpours, some gusty winds, and then things will be quieting down. Still some pretty good rain coming down in Newark. Let's follow it up to Woolwich and Camden. That's some pockets of heavier rainfall right now. No severe gusts, but there will be some strong gusts with this. And so if you're hitting the road, it's going to blow things around. And that heavy rainfall in some neighborhoods, this is coming down at a rate of 3 to 4 inches an hour. That's blinding rain. The good news is that these are on the move, so no one area is going to get 3 to 4 inches. So that's going to limit any flash flood threat as this moves through. But it is going to make for some treacherous travel as this leading edge moves through the area. But it is on the move, moving at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. You can see it's raining pretty good right now in Center City. That's a live view from the Kimmel Center, where it's 69 degrees. Thunderstorm rolling through. Not looking at an all-day rainfall. We'll get a break this morning for much of the morning commute. Things will quiet down, but there's still a chance we'll see some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Not the line that we're seeing, but we could see some stronger cells develop early in the afternoon. But by late in the afternoon, things are improving. We'll top out in the 80s today, and we're looking at much nicer weather for tonight and this weekend. Talk about the Pennsylvania suburbs and South Jersey when I come back in just a few minutes. Aaron?
All right, Bill, we'll see you then. 4:38 right now. We've got rain, we've got storms moving through the area. These are fast movers and pretty strong.
They have been strong, yes, but they are starting to weaken a little bit, but we're still looking at some heavy rainfall. Yeah. There's still a potential we could see some hail this morning, first thing this morning, with a few of the cells along the line. The line itself is impressive. It's racing into the area, and look, it stretches from New York right on through Pennsylvania, now into Delaware and South Jersey as well, and D.C., Maryland, Virginia, all part of the same system. It's part of a cold front that is coming through our area during the day today. It's not here yet. These storms are popping up ahead of it. Now, this line was really impressive as it moved into Berks County and the Lehigh Valley and the western suburbs. Even though we still have some downpours and quite a bit of lightning, there's not as much wind in the storm, and you can see these storms are not looking as impressive in just an hour ago. So there's still some pretty good rainfall there, but it's not as heavy as it was. And the suburbs are starting to quiet out. There's still a chance of some stronger storms moving through South Jersey right now. Things are going to start improving. But you can see the rain is still coming down. This is a live view from our Valley Forge tourism camera. 66 degrees right now in the suburbs. An isolated shower thunderstorm. This is looking less likely now at 7, 8 o'clock, but there's still be some lingering showers. We'll get a break in the storm chance, but later this morning, early this afternoon, there's a chance of a few showers. But by mid-afternoon, these are out of here. It pushes through. That cold front swings through. The air starts drying out, and we get a nice, fairly comfortable weekend. For South Jersey, we got the storms rolling in first thing. We'll get a break. and then the chance of showers and thunderstorms coming back in early in the afternoon, and still a possibility at 4 o'clock. It's going to take some time for that cold front to work through, but once we get past 4 o'clock, things are really going to be improving. The storms move out. The sun is going to be nice and bright. You can see that chance of any showers comes way down later today, and that's dry air moving in, which is going to allow the temperatures to drop back into the 70s overnight tonight and 60s tomorrow morning. A refreshing change will be in the air, and you'll feel it all day tomorrow. Look at those temperatures. Saturday afternoon, low to mid 80s. It will be warmer on Sunday, but I'm expecting the dry air that's coming in behind this cold front today will continue into Sunday. So we're looking good this weekend. Full 10-day on 10 when I come back in just a few minutes, but rain and some storms. Let's see how the roads are looking this morning. Not going to be easy to start with, Katie.
Not an easy commute for anyone who's getting up and out the door right now. That is for sure, Bill. All right, I wanted to take a look at this camera along 95 at Girard Avenue. We saw it about 30 minutes ago, and it was not like this at all. Now, there is rain all over the lens. You can see just that driving rain and, surmise how it's affecting things on the road right now. So I have seen some cars, especially on 95, putting their hazards on, indicating how slowly they're going because of that driving rain that they're passing through. So this is just west of that shot I showed you. This is 76 at City Avenue, where you can see that driving rain isn't affecting things as much because it's pushed further east. So things are improving, I've seen on 76, especially if you're headed westbound out of the city from the Vine Street Expressway, west to the Blue Route, and then further west to King of Prussia. So as we can see, there's a lot of rain there, and here is where those storms are right now over 95 moving into South Jersey. So I do want to just focus on one positive thing. 95 northbound, we had an earlier multi-vehicle crash. It was between the Vine Street Expressway and the exit for Girard Avenue, but that is since cleared. So I wanted to end on a positive note, Aaron.
Good for her. Into the mouth of a shark. It's not what you want on your vacation. Hey, we've got a strong storm. It's not really what we want this morning either.
No, the good news here is getting out of the way before most people are hitting the road. So we were getting the worst of it coming through first thing this morning at 3 o'clock. This was rolling into our area, and it was a mean-looking line. Things are starting to quiet down a little bit. That's Boathouse Road. It's kind of dark. It's kind of difficult to see that it is still raining. Tracking some storms in the area, and they are fast movers. This first line moves through, and then there's a chance of a few more storms this afternoon, but it all clears out tonight, and it's going to be a sunny and nice weekend. Things will be improving dramatically, and we'll see some of that improvement this morning. But this is the line that we've been watching, and as it has moved through Berks, Lehigh, some of the suburbs, it has caused some damage, some damaging winds. Tree limbs are down in some neighborhoods, and some very heavy rain, and you can see the lightning as well. From Philadelphia, it's just crossing the border into Camden, Gloucester, Salem. You're getting some of that heavier rainfall right now, and Middletown, Delaware. This is on the move. So if you are under this line or in its path, wait before you leave the house. Let that pass. It's moving fairly quickly. It's moving about 25 to 30 miles an hour, so it's not going to take long for it to exit Trenton, for example. The heavy rain just starting to move in to Mercer County and Lower Bucks County. Let it pass. It'll cross right over to 95 and 95, and then it will still be raining, but the threat of damaging wind and blinding rainfall will decrease. There's the culprit. This is the cold front that's on the way, that's pushing into the warm, humid air, creating this line of storms. That front will pass through during the day. As it passes, got another chances of spotty showers and thunderstorms. As we go into the afternoon hours, you can see a few of them popping up. I think not everybody's going to see the activity later in the day, but it's possible at the shore at 4 o'clock this afternoon, according to this computer model, and then much improved by 5 o'clock this afternoon, and it really improves this evening and overnight tonight. So we got storms today, and still a chance of some isolated storms this afternoon, a high of 84. We'll get the sunshine back, and the humidity drops. Look at those morning temperatures falling into the 60s. That only happens when the air dries out, and we're going to feel it over the weekends. The humidity will be taking the weekend off. I kind of like that. But the temperatures are going to climb right back into the upper 80s for a few days, and then we've got 90s brewing next week. And you see those morning temperatures start climbing into the mid-70s. That's going to be steaminess for Friday. 95 with showers and thunderstorms possible next Friday and Saturday. 4:51 right now. Let's see what we're dealing with right now on the roads. Katie Zachary in the First Alert Traffic Center. Hey, Katie.
Hi, good morning, Bill. Yes, presumably drive times are slower because of that line of storms that's moved across our area, hanging over some of our interstates at times. So this is 76 at Grays Ferry in South Philadelphia. You can see from our camera here how wet the road is. Traffic is moving at a pretty good speed, though, given that rain that moved through. And as Bill was saying, it's really over the I-95 corridor going across 295 into South Jersey right now. So the worst of it has passed that area, but still really wet roads. And then if you're headed out this morning to the Philadelphia International Airport, want to add some extra drive time because 95 is just soaking wet right now because of that rain that moved through. But also any arrivals that are coming in or any early morning departures may be affected by that strong line of storms that move through. So of course, check your airline to make sure if there are any delays associated with that. Here's a look just across our area. We see a green across our area because there's rain moving in, but you can see on our majors, it's mostly green. So very little volume right now because it is early. It's before 5 a.m. And as Bill just said a few minutes ago, that line of storms, that severe line of storms is over 295 in South Jersey right now. But Aaron, the good thing is our drive times don't seem to be affected. And I'm attributing that to just not a lot of people on the roads to be affected by this weather moving through.
NBC10 News starts now.
Good Friday morning to you. Our top story, a line of storms that are moving through the area right now. You can see them on radar there. They're fast movers. You're watching NBC10 News today, and we're so glad you're here. I'm Erin Coleman. We have issued a first alert for potentially damaging wind, even some hail possible with these. Let's get right to meteorologist Bill Henley.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing in South Jersey right now with one storm in particular. We have a severe thunderstorm warning, and that's not the area that I'm watching. Parts of Delaware, too, getting some of this heavy rainfall, and it moved through many neighborhoods earlier this morning. You probably heard that thunder and lightning in Pennsylvania. Well, it's still going. Now it's in South Jersey. Vineland is now under a severe thunderstorm warning that extends to Hamilton into Atlantic County as well. It's very heavy rainfall and small hail, but the biggest problem is these winds, the 60-mile-an-hour winds indicated by radar. That's enough to do some damage. That's moving through Vineland and heading at about 15 miles an hour, so it's going to take some time for this storm to clear. There's also this approaching Millville and Laurel Lake that's just out of the warned area. That's some heavy rainfall, lots of lightning too. I'd wait for that to pass before you leave the house. In fact, that's a good idea for these neighborhoods as well. Dover and towards Riverview. This is on the way. Those storms are rolling through Delaware. Some very heavy rainfall moving into, it looks like western Kent County, just to the west of Riverview. So there's storms in the area. But this line is on the move, and eventually it's going to push offshore. We're already seeing improvement in Philadelphia and Wilmington. It's raining a little bit, but nothing like it was earlier. 68 degrees right now in Philadelphia. We will get a break. There is a chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm early this afternoon, and then we will dry out, and a big change is coming later in the day. So right now, the storms in South Jersey, Delaware, heading towards the shore, too. You're going to get some of those storms. But then just an isolated shower or thunderstorm after that first line passes is possible. I'll take a closer look at the suburbs and South Jersey, too, Aaron, when I'm back in a few minutes.
All right, we will check back in with you, Bill. Thank you. Also got to be aware of the strong storms that are moving through the area. Some parts pretty much in the clear. Other parts, it's just getting there.
Yeah, no, it's arriving in South Jersey and Delaware, too, and that's where the storms are still strong. And one particular storm is warned as severe, which means potential for damaging wind. Radar has indicated winds gusting to 60 miles an hour. That can bring down trees and do roof damage and blow everything else around, too. And it is raging through South Jersey. Now, we saw those clear through Philadelphia. Now it's just rain in Philadelphia. And this is the suburbs, Pennsylvania suburbs, 65 degrees. We're seeing the rain taper off for now. There's still a chance of a shower later on, but the heavy showers are really taking a break, and the sunshine will try to break through. It's going to be a mostly cloudy morning, but we'll start to see some sunshine this afternoon. And there is a chance of a shower or thunderstorm popping up, but it's going to be more isolated, less likely as we head into the afternoon hours. Meantime, South Jersey, this is where it's busy right now. There's a severe thunderstorm warning in the Vineland area. This storm is on the move, and it's now moving into Atlantic County. It's moving at about 15 miles an hour, so it's going to take some time for this storm to roll through. That warning is in effect until 6:30 this morning, but the storm, that line is still moving. So Laurel Lake, Morris River, you're about to get some of the heavy rain, and that is going to make its way to the Jersey Shore. So things are quiet, getting to see some sunshine this morning at the shore, not for long. That line is going to move right in, so stand by to seek shelter. You don't want to be outside. You don't want to be driving around as these roll through. And then once they pass, going to get more of this, just some lighter to moderate showers. So rain right now, some thunderstorms still possible at 8 o'clock closer to the shore, and then we get a nice break for much of the rest of the day. But this afternoon, got to keep an eye on the sky. There's a chance we'll see a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Not the line that we're seeing move through this morning. It's not going to be that widespread. By later in the afternoon, though, drier air starts moving in. The cold front that's pushing these storms through this morning and early this afternoon, it passes through. The temperatures drop down into the 70s. The evening, we've got a nice evening ahead and a pretty nice weekend. Look at that for the suburbs and South Jersey. A cooler day on Saturday, but still warm, summery, with low humidity for Saturday and Sunday. 6:10 right now. Storms are creating a bit of a mess on the roads. Let's check in with Katie Zachary in the First Alert Traffic Center. Doesn't really feel like a Friday just yet there, Katie.
No, it feels like a Monday, Bill. Doesn't it feel like a Monday? Well, this is giving drivers a really big headache on 76 if they're headed in the eastbound direction. So we have a crash, a pretty sizable crash involving multiple vehicles right near the Conshohocken curve. So we have traffic backed up all the way to 476. And as you can see, westbound traffic, that's traffic headed from the city toward 476, really slow going as you pass by that crash scene. Again, multi-vehicle crash, and traffic is backed up to 476 eastbound right at the Conshohocken curve. We'll let you know when that does clear. If you want to get around that locally, you can take Route 30 into the city. So across the board, most of our majors still dealing with rain and wet roads. Traffic's having to go more slowly because of that. Your average drive times on 95 and 476 don't seem to be too affected by the weather, but unfortunately 76 with that crash we just highlighted, it's double the time that it normally takes you to go eastbound between the Blue Route and the Vine Street Expressway. Aaron, back to you.
All right, time to get a look at our weather outside. Meteorologist Bill Henley is here because we've been watching over the past few hours those storms just moving through our area.
Yeah, it started at 2-3 o'clock this morning. We saw the heavier rain, the stronger storms reach Berks County and the Lehigh Valley. They raced through the Philadelphia area. Well, they're still going. South Jersey and Delaware, too. We've got some heavy storms in the area, and the rain is still falling in Philadelphia. As you can clearly see in this live view from Philadelphia International, I'm tracking some strong storms and a couple potential severe spots in South Jersey this morning. All of this is out of our hair later today, and that's going to set the stage for a really nice, sunny and nice weekend. The humidity coming down. We'll see lots of sunshine, and temperatures will be in the 80s. But heating up next week. We got another heat wave brewing, looks like later next week. This is what we've been dealing with. You can see the line of storms that started north and west has raced through the area, and now we have another severe thunderstorm warning that has just popped up for this cell just passing to the north of Morris River. So Vineland, in that area, we still have some heavy weather. It's not looking quite as strong as it did earlier. That severe thunderstorm warning had been detecting 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This one is detecting some hail, about half-inch hail, some strong gusty winds, and could produce some damaging wind. Passing Laurel Lake right now, Morris River, you can hear the thunder and see the lightning. You're getting some downpours of your own. It's on the way to Corbin City. This is moving to the east. It's not moving very fast, 15 to 20 miles an hour, so it's going to be rolling into Dennis, Corbin City, and heading towards Egg Harbor as well, and could produce some damaging wind. So if you're getting ready to leave the house in these areas, just wait for this to pass. You don't want to be on the road as these storms roll through. It can bring down trees and branches and some very heavy rainfall, making for difficult travel. So we got that, and the strong storms moving through Delaware, central Delaware, heading towards the Delaware beaches. So it's on the way to the shore and the Delaware beaches, and it's all being pushed by this cold front, which is working its way through Pennsylvania right now. Once it clears out this afternoon, then we'll have a big improvement. We'll be drying out, but it's going to take some time. 9 o'clock, you can see those storms storms are pushing offshore, so things will be settling down by 9 o'clock this morning and really tapering off. In fact, the rain is going to be ending for hours, in fact, if not for much of the rest of the day. This is noontime, might see a spotty shower at the shore. But as we go into the afternoon and the temperatures warm into the 80s, I can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm. This computer model showing it's pretty quiet inland, but there's still a possibility. It's just not the storm threat that we're seeing this morning. So we've got the storms for this morning. We got sunshine ahead for Saturday and Sunday in all of our neighborhoods. We'll get that nice weekend with less humid conditions. A bit warmer on Sunday, and that's a trend for early next week. We'll be in the upper 80s for 3 days in a row. And then here come the 90s, really heating up later next week, potentially in the mid-90s with some showers and thunderstorms next Friday and Saturday. 6:19, let's get you out the door with the latest from the First Alert Traffic Center. How are we doing out there, Katie?
Well, unfortunately for drivers on 76 eastbound, going from 476 to the Conshohocken curve, this is what they have to deal with. A multi-vehicle crash right near the curve as you're headed in the eastbound direction. Unfortunately, only the right shoulder is getting by. A lot of emergency crews out there. And the westbound traffic you can see is going very slowly, naturally around this as they pass by. Plus, it's the wet roads that they've been contending with for the last few hours. Since 4 a.m., those roads have just been utterly soaked. All right, so here are the details. Multi-vehicle crash right at the Conshohocken curve. Traffic is backed up all the way to 476. Your drive time is about 30 minutes or more if you're trying to go from 476 eastbound into the city. Across the board, most of our majors in the Philadelphia area, South Jersey and Delaware are just dealing with that wet weather. A quick live look at 95 right at Girard Avenue. A really gray day. Traffic is moving at a good clip, but you are having to go a little bit more slowly. When we see you in a little bit, we'll take a closer look at mass transit and let you know if that is running on or close to schedule.
NBC10 News starts now.
Good Friday morning to you. We are tracking some storms that are moving through the area. This is a look now from our camera through Valley Forge Tourism. These storms are moving fast, so really depending on where you live, what you are seeing at the moment. You're watching NBC10 News today. We're glad you're here. I'm Erin Coleman. Let's get right to meteorologist Bill Henley for the latest on these storms.
Yeah, they are going to be moving out of our area this morning, but right now they're still swinging through parts of Delaware and South Jersey, and South Jersey is seeing the worst of it right now. Severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect for a number of neighborhoods. You can see the showers that are still going on in Philadelphia. No lightning there. But the storms to the south, that is a severe thunderstorm just to the northeast of Morris River. And it's on the move and producing not only heavy rain, as you're seeing on the radar, look at all that lightning, and potentially damaging wind. The radar is picking up wind gusts of 60 miles an hour and some small hail as well. It's moving to the east at 20 miles an hour, so that is going to bring it to Warner's Mill at 6:43, so about 12 minutes from now. It's taking its time heading towards Holiday Haven at 6:49. So it's going to be working through parts of Cumberland and into Cape May and Atlantic County. And that's a storm that you want to let pass before you leave the house. Also seeing the storms now tapering off in Dover. We got some rain, but the leading edge of that's where the heavier rain and the stronger winds and lightning have been. They're approaching Milford right now. So Milford and Seaford going to get those storms. Right now, the rest of the area either is drying out or has some rain after the storms have passed. So things are improving. You know, it's pretty dreary looking at the airport. You can see the rain coming down in the light there. It's a rainy start this morning, but it's not going to be all day rainfall. The thunderstorms have pushed to the south in Philadelphia, 69 degrees. We'll actually get some breaks of sunshine later this morning, a nice turnaround. But as temperatures warm into the 80s this afternoon, there is a chance of an isolated shower early in the afternoon as a cold front comes through, and that's what's creating all these storms in the first place, but it's also going to move through and bring us some nice weather for tonight and this weekend. But got to deal with the wet weather for today. Back with the neighborhood forecast, a close-up look at the Jersey Shore, which is still waiting for the storms at this point, and Philadelphia too in a few minutes. Erin?
All right, Bill. Thanks for that. Let's bring back in meteorologist Bill Henley. The strong storms, oh boy, they have done a number on us this day.
They have, yeah. They rolled through Philadelphia, and they're still going in New Jersey and reaching towards the shore. Philadelphia, if you're heading out the door, You've got a rainy start this morning, but the storm threat has subsided for Philadelphia. You see the rain coming down in the wake of the storms that are still pushing into Delaware and South Jersey. That's a rainy view for all of our neighborhoods in Philadelphia right now. The rain is going to taper off this morning. We'll actually get some sunshine breaking through. 69 degrees right now. The 69 degrees won't last. We will warm into the 80s today. A few scattered showers to start with, and then much of the rest of the morning will be dry. Get some nice sunshine around the noontime hour, but during the afternoon, there's still a chance of some isolated showers and thunderstorms. I'm not expecting widespread rainfall or widespread storms, but those could be stronger storms early this afternoon. By later in the afternoon, the air's drying out, the humidity coming down. Look at the chance of wet weather coming way down. It will be dropping down to the low 80s by 7 o'clock this evening. Meantime, we're still dealing with the strong storms in South Jersey. They've yet to reach Beach Haven, Atlantic City, and Ocean City, but this is what's on the way to Ocean City and Strathmere. That's a severe thunderstorm, and it's quickly moving into Corbin City. It's moving at about 20 miles an hour, so it's going to slide through Corbin City towards Egg Harbor with heavy rainfall and strong gusty winds. The radar is indicating some small hail, but unfortunately the biggest problem is the wind gusts. That's enough. 60 miles an hour can bring down trees and damage roofs. Quiet right now. You see the wind is blowing in advance of the storms. I don't see anybody out for a walk this morning. That's a good thing. Let the storms pass before you make your move. The storms will move through first thing, maybe a late day shower and thunderstorm, and then drying out this evening. A big improvement for the weekend at the shore, and it starts this evening. Saturday and Sunday looking good. Low humidity and highs in the 80s. 10-day on 10 when I'm back in a few minutes. But first, another check of traffic, another check on the roads. We're dampened this morning with Katie Zachary in the First Alert Traffic Center.
That's right, Bill. Dampened, they're dredged. Drivers are having to deal with a lot this morning. Across the board, most of our majors are just socked in by all of this rain. And as we take a closer look, we're going to focus on 95 northbound near Castor Avenue, a crash there. And then starting things off on the Schuylkill Expressway, 76 eastbound. This is right near the Conshohocken curve. This is actually a huge improvement. In just the last 2 minutes, there were emergency vehicles out here and traffic was slowly getting around the crash right near the curve. Traffic was backed up all the way to 476. But even though it's slow going, it's moving. So a vast improvement from just a few minutes ago. Westbound traffic going by that former crash scene seems to be back on track and up to schedule. 95 at Castor Avenue. This is traffic headed southbound where we normally see the problems. Not right now. You're just having to go slower because of the wet roads. But this is northbound. There is some construction. It's just really clogging things up. 95 northbound as you approach Castor Avenue. And then finally, Aaron, 95 southbound as you head south toward the Delaware state line at Stewart Avenue. There's a crash. Left lane is blocked there. When we see in a little bit, we'll take a look at 202 in King of Prussia. There's a closure there. I'll give you alternates around it. Thanks. Take care.
All right, let's check back in with meteorologist Bill Henley. He has been back and forth to that weather computer all morning long because there's a lot going on.
I've worn a hole in the floor over here. You know, it's been a really busy morning. You probably heard the storms roll through your neighborhood. Unless you're at the shore, you're still waiting for the storms, and they are on the way. Philadelphia, we got a rainy start this morning. The storms rolled through, thunder, lightning, some gusty winds. Now it's just a dreary, rainy start to the day. It's not going to be all-day rainfall and not going to be all-day storms. The first round of storms coming through this morning, that's the biggest threat coming our way today. And most areas have already seen those storms pass. Sunshine going to be nice and bright this weekend. The weekend's going to be beautiful. Humidity's coming down. It's going to be a perfect summer weekend. We haven't had one of those in a while. The storms, they're rolling right through towards the Jersey Shore right now. Atlantic City is dry, but not for long. Corbin City, you're getting those downpours, heavy rain. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. This outline shows you the warning area. It's already tapering off from Morris River, so the storm threat has eased there, but that's a lot of lightning and the potential for some damaging winds of 60 miles an hour. Even some small hail is possible. Galloway, you're going to see that heavy rain. Wait for this to pass. It's going to move through and it's going to clear Delaware as well. It's heading for the Delaware beaches. This is actually coming in advance of what's going to really make our weather nice this weekend, and that's this cold front, which has been working its way through Pennsylvania. Once it clears out, you can see on the other side of that front, it's pretty clear. And that's what we're going to see. We're going to see some of that this afternoon, too. Storms moving on by 9 o'clock. They are offshore, but the showers will still be lingering in Philadelphia into some of the suburbs. Delaware and South Jersey. But by lunchtime, we should be seeing a good deal of sunshine. This is going to start heating things up. We will warm into the 80s today. And there is still some moisture around during the early afternoon hours. We might see a spotty shower or thunderstorm. 2 o'clock, right behind that label. Once you know it, there's a shower popping up over Philadelphia. But those are going to be isolated. You can see them at the shore, too, at 4 o'clock. Most neighborhoods now look like they're going to stay dry this afternoon. So the worst of what we're getting is this morning, and then there's just a chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm this afternoon. Then that front clears out. Beautiful this evening, dropping down into the 60s tomorrow morning. I love to point this out. When you see 60s this time of year on the 10-day, that's drier air. The humidity is coming down, and that's going to make for some really nice summer days for the weekend. And our first non-stormy weekend in a month, maybe more than a month. It's been stormy lately, but the heat builds on Sunday. We're back into the upper 80s for Monday and Tuesday, and those morning temperatures start creeping back into the 70s. So the humidity will be ramping up, and look at those temperatures later next week. We got a heat wave brewing starting next Wednesday. All right, starting your day, let's get you the latest from the First Alert Traffic Center. What a busy Friday morning it has been.
It is no easy breezy Friday morning here or on the road. So if you're taking any of our majors, 476 is really your best bet. You're going to have to go more slowly because of the wet roads, but there are no crashes, which I cannot say for 76 and 95. On 76, your drive time is really doubled as you're going eastbound between the Blue Route and the Vine Street Expressway. 95 southbound, those minutes are creeping up. It's just a lot on the roads, and let's take a closer look. 95 southbound, this is a live look at Girard Avenue. You can see how gray it is, how wet it is still on the roads, a lot more traffic right now. So that's why you're going so slowly in that southbound direction. Also, if you go further south toward the Delaware state line, we have a crash, 95 southbound, right near Stewart Avenue, blocking the left lane. So Aaron, just across the board, there's a lot of stuff happening. And then, of course, back up to the King of Prussia area, that 202 closure that people are having to deal with, add the rain to that, it's not fun at all. So all lanes closed, Route 202 northbound, right around Henderson Road. The alternate to the Pennsylvania Turnpike, Henderson Road, 476, Route 23, and Route 422. Aaron, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thanks for that, Katie. Let's give you a live look outside right now. Kate May. Ooh. Well, look at that shot right there. Clouds there, clear in the background. Interesting. Storms moving through the area at the moment. 69 degrees right now. We're right back with a look at your top stories right after the break. All right, let's get right over to Katie Zachary with First Alert Traffic because wet roads lead to problems, Katie.
Absolutely. We've had our fair share of those this morning, Aaron. Traffic is just crawling right as it approaches Castor Avenue on 95 northbound. Look at this, a parking lot right now. Wet roads coupled with some construction, some lane closures across the board. Our majors throughout our entire coverage area are really socked in this morning. So much rain on the roadway. That 95 northbound at Castor Avenue, there's the delay there. You see pockets of delay on 76 east and westbound as you leave Center City, Philadelphia. Finally, SEPTA Route 7, 79, 123, expect delays. Now for a check of the weather, which everyone's going to be wanting to hear from you, Bill. Tell us what it's going to be like.
Well, it hasn't been great this morning. We've been tracking storms rolling through the area, and they're still going, though. We're dealing with rain inland for Philadelphia and much of Delaware and South Jersey. We've got a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. This is the latest one. It's because of what you see here on the radar. That storm is producing wind gusts. The radar is picking up wind gusts of 60 miles an hour and some small hail. And it's on the move. This is moving at about 25 miles an hour. So if you're getting ready to leave the house in Absecon or Pleasantville, Chelsea Heights or Brigantine, wait. This is going to push offshore. It'll take some time to move to Brigantine. Doesn't pass through Brigantine until 7:24. But once it moves offshore, then things will be improving. Cape May getting some thunderstorm activity, and it's approaching the Delaware beaches, too. This is going to be an improving situation. The rain that's tapering off inland is actually going to clear out, and we will see some sunshine. Believe it or not, later this morning and this afternoon, we'll wind up with a good deal of sunshine. And then there's just a chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm later today, and then pleasant evening weather as the humidity drops down and the less humid conditions stay for the weekend.
NBC10 News starts now.
Good morning. I'm NBC10's Erin Coleman. 7:26 right now. Let's get your most accurate neighborhood weather with Brian Mendoza.
We still are getting some rain, and that line of storms affecting the major parts of Atlantic, the coast along the Jersey Shore. Right now, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Atlantic, Burlington, and Ocean County until 8 a.m. this morning. Wind speed at 60 miles per hour. Meanwhile, over in Delaware, strong storms also affecting parts of Sussex County. And right now, we do have a tornado warning for Sussex County, specifically along these communities that I'm going to show you here, along Millsboro, Frankfurt, Bethany Beach, Fenwick Island, and as well as parts of Long Neck. So if you have any family members or any friends that are living there or are there for the next few days, let them know that this is happening right now. As far as our neighborhood highs for today, getting into the 80-degree mark, 84 for Philadelphia, over at the South Jersey or the Jersey Shore in the 80s as well. We'll take a look at how this rain is affecting traffic after the short break.
Wet roads out there. Let's check in with First Alert traffic reporter Katie Zachary. How's it looking?
It's been the story all morning. We've had a number of crashes, but right now we just have a lot of slowdown, especially if you're traveling on 95 northbound approaching Cottman and Castor Avenue. Look at this. It's almost a parking lot. Wet roads coupled with some construction and some lane closures there. So 95, you're seeing some delays. 76 also, especially in the eastbound direction. Your average speed's about 30 miles an hour. It should be double that. 476, the blue route. That's your best way to go if you can choose it. Aaron.
NBC10 News starts now.
Good morning. I'm NBC10's Erin Coleman. 7:56 right now. Let's get right to that most accurate neighborhood weather with Brian Mendoza.
That line of strong storms is already offshore, as we can see here. The good news is that there's no more severe weather expected for the rest of this morning. As you can see, all that lining, all those storms already offshore, but we're still checking out that severe thunderstorm warning in parts of Ocean County for now. As far as temperatures, in the 60s for most of our area. Wilmington at 71 degrees right now, Reading 69, over in Trenton at 68, Philadelphia 69 degrees. That cold front behind this line of storms have helped to cool down those temperatures a bit. For this afternoon, our highs getting into the 80s for Philadelphia, 84, and we are expecting some pop-up showers and storms, possible storms for the afternoon. Now let's get a check of traffic with...
Yeah, thanks so much, Brian. All right, as you said, that rain has moved out, so that's improved things, especially on 95. This is a live look as you approach Girard Avenue. Earlier this morning with all the rain, there were 2 crashes northbound on the Girard side, so that is all cleared out. 76 at City Avenue, traffic is moving pretty smoothly. No major delays here after we had an earlier crash, 76 eastbound near the Conshohocken curve. We are in the yellow, though. You are slowing down on parts of 76 and 95, but the blue route's looking good from 95 all the way to 76. Aaron.